People have seldom heard The Time like this. You know The Time? Prince's side band, I suppose, with Morris Day front and centre. You know, he was his muse, I suppose, his foil to a certain extent. And Jelly Bean Johnson and Jamon Lewis and Jerome Benton and Jesse Johnson, call him Jesse, and they, that's the order of the word, Steve, and the word Smith. You know that they have albums which are, in my view, well, I love them, but they're not sonically brilliant, to be honest, and they are sometimes longer folk jams, which I love, but I'm not always in the mood for longer folk jams. I do love Morris Day's shtick, though, and let me talk about Morris Day's shtick, which is, let's face it, quite sexist. It's all about Stellas, women. It's all about finding a woman and being with a woman and having lots of money and cars and clothes, and all of that is self-deprecating because, certainly throughout the album I'm about to talk about, it's women telling him that he can't quite hear it, or other people telling him how old, how ugly, how crass he is. So, all of that taken as context, there's further context because the album I'm talking about comes out in a fecund time, in my view, for The Time. It is 6 years since Ice Cream Castle, which I think has them lightening their sound up a bit and actually not giving us such long folk jams. And I love that album. Now, in 1990, out came Graffiti Bridge. I've never seen the album. Everybody's looking for Graffiti Bridge. Never seen the album. The film. Never seen the film. Really quite like the album, but realise that it is, and agree with people when they say it's too long, it's a bag of mystery, there's an awful lot that's not ideal, and there's some stuff that are gems. The main gems, when I first heard them, I still feel this way, are the songs with the time. Like Release It. You got the bass. Release It. It's got that fantastic percussive beat. And I'll come back to that in a minute, because that features on the album I'm going to talk about. There's that, and there's also the latest fashion. This year the latest fashion is to lie in the heat of passion. That one, with Morris, that laugh thing he does. Their appearance on the album, and their contribution to that album was my favourite stuff on the album. And this album comes as a companion piece to it, because this is 1990s The Pandemonium, or just Pandemonium. It's weird because quite a lot of people fixated, well, not fixated, it is fixated on food. There's a food concept on this. There is a track called Skillet, which is about cooking. There is a skit track where someone's ordering a turkey dinner. Well, Morris is ordering a turkey dinner, and there's a bit of skitting going on, which Prince will revisit on Exodus for New Power Generation. That kind of thing. That's Chocolate number 2. And the reviews fixated on that. The kind of slap rapping stuff and all of that. But there's more to it than that. This is The Time being less funky. There's great funk here, but also injecting the rock in there. Now, Skillet, that I mentioned, is extraordinary because you've got that sort of, you know, the beat that's on also Release It, but also on do 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 Princes Spin Doctors. That is here. This is that beat, and it's got a real food fixation. You know, we don't need no microwave. It's very funny throughout this album. You know, they're telling us the gooey's brown. You know it is. In the skillet. It takes more than a hat to call yourself a chef, they tell us. Quite right. That kind of rock stuff with incredible Cut and Jesse just absolutely letting forth with superb funk rock chops. Beautiful. Within that, you've also got a beautiful Morris. I mean, chocolate is more like the older jams that they've done. It's more like one of those, as I say, longer wraps. That's chocolate. It's entertaining, but it is more like what they've done before. However, I mean, he's absolutely hilarious, Morris Day, on the second track on this. Well, the third track proper. Actually, fourth track, yeah. Fourth track, Jerk Out. He's just two women talking about, is that my day over there? Oh, please. She still with Tracy? She should dump him. Ooh, there's a constant chorus about how nasty he is as he tries to get with them, but there is a lovely moment where you've just got the beat and then he just says, band, and they play, and later on he says, don't play some. And they do. Beautiful. Beautiful work. It's fecund funk, and I love all that. I love this Blondie, you know, the kind of character with the sort of women are disposable feel. Got to take that to one side really here, because Blondie is actually about, well, actually we think she's a dumb blonde, but actually, how dumb is she? She's getting everything she wants, as in she's advancing herself, and she knows exactly what she's doing. There's a bit of that going on. There are also some big ballads. Donald Trump black version. You need a Donald Trump black version. Nobody needs that. Not even the white version in my view. But that's a big neo-soul ballad. Sometimes I get lonely as the same thing. It's Your World is a tight percussive thing. There are some features which are odd. So, for instance, Candy Dulfer's on this album, you know, great saxophonist. But when they say horns, it's actually keyboard horns. But they make a feature of it, so they really blarch. And you've got My Summertime Thing, which is actually it is passion. It's actually My Summertime Thing. And it's more direct. It's the same song, really, ostensibly. It's more direct without any of that laughter and, you know, Morris Day's braying laughter or any of that. And it's more direct and straight and a great funk pop thing. This is wonderful. Now, it didn't do that well. It got to number 9 on the R&B Billboard US albums, but that's not great, is it? Didn't do well in the UK. Did okay on the Billboard Top 100. That's number 18. But you're not going to get another album from the time for quite some time. 2011, actually. And that will be Condensate, which is not really well thought of, and I can understand why. This is their high spot for me. It's missed by so many people. So overlooked. Morris Day, so funny. It's a folk rock album, par excellence in my view. And needs more people ballyhooing it, which is why I'm ballyhoo. I'm ballyhooing it now. Go and have a listen to this. And then listen to Graffiti Bridge. Why wouldn't you? That's a great piece of work as well. But I don't think it's as great as this. Ta-ta.